Alright guys, this is what I'm working on now. I'll turn this camera this way. I'm working on my Aerogarden and some little seedlings that have been in for about 5 days. They're quite long. You can see the end, one end here. Look how long that taproot is. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting, because I can't insert them down here, I'm cutting this in half, okay, so I can slide the piece of the root down inside. And I've got 2 in there already, and I checked them. They are getting water down inside. Okay, I'm just going to put 3 in here for now. I'm not going to use this to grow the whole thing. And you can see this older Aerogarden, the water comes down the back like that. And these are just standard grow lights. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a clean knife, sterilize it if you have to, sliding these down. What I usually do now is I'll insert the actual, what do they call that, grow sponge inside of the collar, and just slide it, and I'll just use my knife to make cuts like this. Actually the other way, pushing downward on the sponge. And that makes it so I can get in there without cutting my hand off, cutting a finger, losing some blood, and it works out just fine. Again, remember to use clean utensils only. Okay, we'll come back later. Seedlings in. You can see that they're all starts. I put the humidity domes on just for now, just to make sure that they get plenty of humidity and moisture to get started with. Now I took the light plug from the back, and as they say online, you take a shaver cord or a figure-8 cord, if you want to call it that, and you plug that in straight to a wall for 24 hours to start, and then a timer later on. These cords are very simple to find, and they're not hard to deal with at all. I'll show you one now. Here's one, just to show you what they look like. I have to pull this up from the other end. Okay, so these cords, pretty standard, look like that. That's why they call it a figure-8 cord. Okay. Now there are some that they don't have the 8 figure, they look more like a B. In other words, they don't have the indent on both sides. Or some of them have a square end on one end. So those obviously won't work unless you were willing to whittle them down to make them fit. So right now it's January 30th, 2017. And we're just starting with our standard Aerogarden on tomato, but we have the lights going 24/7. So we'll check back in a couple days and see how it's going. To set up a tent. This is my setup. You can see inside. Just a couple of those auto shade covers inside of basically a $20 grow rack that you'd put outside for your transplants from your local store. Aerogarden Classic in there. And this isn't airtight and it's not light tight. The plants aren't very big yet, and I'll be okay for another couple of weeks anyway. Alright, that's the outside of what I got going on. Super Bowl Sunday 2017. I've done with this setup is I've changed the angle. I set up some reflectors. These are just large size auto truck windshield reflectors for the sun. $4 at the store. Ocean State job lot where I live. Standard Aerogarden Classic 7. No nutrients right now. Temperatures at 80. Humidity is very low. I'm going to get a humidifier. And right now I'm running 4 6500K CFLs and one looks like about a 9 watt 2700 watt CFL just to balance, and I don't have any more CFLs that are that size. So right now this is probably day 6 or 7. I transplanted these in about a week ago, and you can see I've got 3 good ones, 2 and 1 we're not sure. So it's Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday 2017. I added air today. I have to drill that in, get that to be airtight, and I put the covers on to keep some light out of that reservoir as well. So I'm probably going to add some low dose newts, probably a 1/4 strength, sometime this week. I'm getting antsy to see these things grow, but I know I don't need to hurry until the 3rd set of leaves come in. Alright, that's it for now.